It's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time once again for Saturday morning summons, and Metalith has been saving for a year since we summoned for him last. Let's see what he's got. He's got a lot of stuff. I already know he's got over 1,000 mystical scrolls at the very least, 1242. He's got over 100 of each of the elementals. He's got a lot of LDs. That's over 150 LDs. What is that, 158? 159 LDs? He's got 98 legendary scrolls. He's got legendary water, 25 legendary attributes. He has 5 transcendence, SWC scroll, 235 9-year special scrolls. Look at all these 9-year scrolls. I'm assuming we're doing those as well. Wow, that's a lot of scrolls. Holy crap, we better get this started. I just want to email him and make sure we're doing all the 9-year and 10-year scrolls as well. Let me do it really fast. Wow, he didn't even get a Fire Sewer yet. What else is he missing? That is the question. I wonder what's coming out for nothing for mobile. Actually, things come out, but like a lot of times they're not even on the pre-release list. So let's see. Phantom Parade, Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. I wonder how that goes. I wonder if the hype around... I don't know how much hype there is around Phantom Parade because it actually got not great reviews in other regions. So I'm wondering... I don't want to say this. But I think the Comtours game might be the most exciting thing coming out. That is a pre-registration on... I'm not getting into another game with them because I already know what to expect, but... What else is really... What else is it's a low bar. That's why it is the most exciting thing coming out. But I don't know if it's coming out anytime soon, so. What is this? Echoes of Eternity from Unlock Game? I don't know. What exactly is this? It seems like another pump and dump AI asset creation Chinese game. Okay. Like MMO style. I don't think it's MMO, but it looks like MMO style. Like how they just make all these MMOs that seem to look the same with the same characters and the same movements and the same monsters and the same everything. Yeah, AI's been making those assets for quite a while. There's a specific AI tool that for like those idle games and the really cheaply made turn-based RPG style games where it's like, man, who did the art for this? It's not really anything special. It just looks the same as so many other things. It's like that's been AI for a long time. A long time. Yeah. They have specific AI programs that make, like they were even, I happened to be in a situation where they were talking amongst themselves about like, oh, this is the like we're using this software to make it. Like they weren't telling me specifically, but they're like, yeah, this is the software that makes all these AI buildings, or not AI. But this is the AI software that makes all these buildings in the cheaply made mobile turn-based games, and it's been like that for a while. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about when I say cheaply made. I'm not like throwing shade at certain games. I'm like, there's games where you're like, it's like super fantasy RPG wars. And it's like, what kind of a stupid name is that? Like, it's just a thrown together nonsense game that they don't really care if it lasts a year or it dies very soon. They're like, this mostly made by garbage, mostly just the game made itself. So, what else? What is this? This could be... I think it's more for... Oh, wait a second. What is this? It's a waifu. This is more of a competitor with Epic 7, I think. Anime waifu battler. It looks like an idol battler, though. This is an idol battler, or is it the... Because some of the units in here... It's called Soul Idol, Two Sides of Girls. I'm assuming it's an idol battler. Interesting. Might be for people that like Epic 7. Wizardry Variants Daphne. That's... Oh, no. Looks like a 30-year-old... text. It's not text-based. It just looks like an old-school PC RPG. Like an old school. I don't know. Looks like a PlayStation 1. If PlayStation 1 had vertical RPG, it just looks very, yeah, I don't know. I'm doing really great with explaining things. I think that is one of my weaknesses, though. I know. There's so many of them. But communication seems to not be one of my strong suits. Which you think with this job, you think that I would be good at it. But no, I'm not. I'm very bad. Very bad. I have to communicate all day, every day. And maybe my brain is just burned out from it. Then again, I have a PP, so I'm not very good at communications in general because I think that's just how guys are. Maybe I'm prejudiced, but what else is new? That's what I keep hearing is that we're not very good at communicating what we are thinking and feeling. I don't know, man. Half the time I'm not feeling anything. I'm just feeling, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? Legendary Fox Idol? That's kind of... if you're looking for a cartoon Disney-looking idol game... So Disney is coming out with an idol game, and I feel like this Legendary Fox Idol is more Disney than the Disney game. That seems weird. It's more of the traditional Disney art style, I feel. It's just cartoon, but... You got a fox, he's got a bow and arrow, and you got dragons that fight alongside you. And it's a vertical idle game. Kind of cute, though. Super Clay, what else did they do? Really bad garbage. Wow. VIP plus 9 Blessing Cash Night. That's the name of their game. Oh, they have normal games, and they have VIP versions of games. I'm assuming without ads. Yeah, it looks like they make this is going to be their best game of all time, but there's the low bar. King Arthur Legends Rise, which we talked about before. That's going to be a competitor to Raid Shadow Legends, I feel. They're going to not be happy when that comes out. I should pay attention to, because now we're sponsored again by Raid Shadow Legends, or so I'm told. Didn't you do a few videos of them? Yes, I did. I might see a paycheck. We'll see about that. I don't know. But I'm not really holding my breath. It's not Raid that I'm doubting. It's the company that's already refused to pay me that I'm doubting. So, but that has nothing to do with Raid. They refused to pay me for something else. So, maybe I should have like some kind of filter where I don't say things on the internet. But I don't know. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have no filter and piss everyone off. Yeah, so King Arthur Legends Rise, I think that when it comes out, Raid's gonna have some big promo at the same time. If I was them, that's what I would do. If I was Plarium, I would put some big update out at the same time that King Arthur Legends Rise, because this is Netmarble, so they've got the backing behind this, and they know what they're doing. It's not like... I mean, some people like Netmarble, some people don't like Netmarble. Say what you will about them, but they have been in the industry for a long time. They have a lot of billions of dollars backing them, so... Maybe not a lot of billions, maybe, but, you know, maybe a billion, maybe more. Somewhere in the 10 digits-ish. But they did Soul Leveling, Marvel Future Fight, 7 Deadly Sins Idol, 7 Deadly Sins, King of Fighters, Tower of God, Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, Blade and Soul, Lineage 2, 7 Nights 2, A3 Still Alive. Actually, I wonder if they're going to want to do a promo. That might be an interesting conflict of interest. We'll see what happens. I mean, if I have to make that, hey, that would be a good decision to have, right? If you have to choose which, if they want to do a sponsored partnership, yeah, choose which one. It's like the greatest problem to have. Here's some video games that want to pay you to play them. Which one will you take? Either way, it's a win. That's what I feel. Either way, it's a win. Flip a coin. But yeah, we've done a lot of Netmarble deals actually. We did 7 Deadly Sins. We did. Just kidding. Okay, we did 3. 7 Deadly Sins, Lineage 2, A3 Still Alive. At least 3. No Nat 5s yet. I'll play. How about this? I play both of those games and not Summoner's War. What do these rates come to us? They're like, yay, we're saving all the RNG for the new game. Did I not even click on the new game? What is this? Don't you love how I will just say what is this and not tell you guys anything about it? Idle Dragon Princess AFK RPG. I don't know. Looks like a top-down... Perspective-wise, looks like Diablo. Character-wise, it's cel-shaded waifus fighting monsters and dragons. But it's like top-down like an MMO or Diablo-style game. ARPG. Doesn't look terrible, but it's an idle game, so... Yeah, honestly, I hate to say this because... but Starseed, the Compto's game that's coming out... did they say when it's coming out? Did they say at the end of this year or next year? I don't know, but it's probably looking the most appealing of all of this stuff on Google Play pre-registration. Because it looks like Punishing Grey Raven and Honkai Star Rail and stuff like that, and I think those games look really good. So, but you know, they know what they're doing. Sometimes Count to Us knows what they're doing. What else is coming out? Steam games. Space Marine is coming out. But Steam games. When I talk about Steam games, they're coming out like soon. So like in the next week. That's why they keep changing every week. Towerborn seems weird. Vampire the Masquerade Reckoning. Oh, it looks very story driven. Well, Vampire the Masquerade was a paper and pencil RPG. Or so is still a paper and pencil RPG. I don't know if it's anywhere near as popular as it was decades ago. Because I know it was pretty popular. Well, I don't know. I could just not be hanging out with people that play games like that anymore. And that's why I don't see how popular it is. But here's a Vampire the Masquerade Reckoning of New York game. There is an interesting retro style game called Rugrats Adventures in Gameland. They have it for multiple platforms, consoles, including Nintendo Entertainment System. Not the new one, not Switch, NES, and original Nintendo Entertainment System from like decades and decades ago. The gray cartridge, the big chunky gray cartridge that you blow in. That's what they have. It's a new game. It's being released new. Some of these developers like to do that. They'll put these games out for I think what's that game called? Kingdoms of the Dump. That's a game I've been looking forward to. It is a pixel art. It's a retro pixel art RPG, but it's all like all of the units are from a dumpster or like a like a trash yard. So yeah. Still only 4 stars. Come on, game. 730 left. We did 500 scrolls. We got no Nat 5s. Unless I missed one, which I could have. But oh my god, this is ridiculous. No, because we would have had to choose. Thanks, come to us. A year of saving, well worth it. This is why I don't want to say any of their games are, you know, anything. There's a game called I'm Your Beast coming out. I think this was named something else a few months ago. Immortal Hunters, Yars Rising. A decent amount of side-scrolling Metroidvania-style games. Space Marine, of course, is going to get a lot of hype. People have been excited about that for a while. Or Space Marine 2, rather, I suppose. I think it's the same game, right? Yeah, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. That's been something people have been very excited about. Mirage Feathers, which is a... Oh, finally! Finally! Fire Yuji. At least they didn't take the Nat 5s out of the game completely. Only mostly. There doesn't look like anything crazy coming out, though. Like maybe 7s at best. Rugrats is probably the best game coming out. I don't know. Well, we had some decent games come out already on Steam. So, anything else? Anything else? No. Yeah. I think the exciting stuff already came out, and then really exciting stuff might be coming out the end of the year. We will see. But I feel like they release more. Oh, here we go. Water Gojo. We are catching up. Maybe we'll catch up. All right, so we should have gotten 3 by now. We got 2. So if we get another one fairly quickly, then we will actually be where we're supposed to be. If that was a water one, we would be right where we're supposed to be, numbers-wise. Speaking of numbers-wise, I don't know why this has anything to do with numbers. So I went back to school again, college the 3rd time, because it's important that we keep going to college. That's how things work in any big city. You have to compete with everyone else in the workforce, and how many degrees do you have? How many letters are in the degrees? Yeah. They are really big on those degrees. They're too big on the degrees, honestly, because if you've worked, and I'm not saying I've worked in any of these specific industries, but if people have worked in the industries, I don't know. I just feel like the most unqualified people are getting jobs. And the people that are actually qualified sometimes get jobs. I've seen some of the people that get hired. I'm like, how did you make it through? Like, was someone asleep? How did you make it through? I'm sure some people think that about me as well. They're like, how did you get hired? You're a YouTuber and now you just yell and try to summon things at work, and that doesn't work. I don't work as like a warlock. If I did, then I'd be perfect job placement, because I could summon whatever I wanted at work, and I would be actually just doing my job. Like, oh, I summoned a skeleton warrior. Oh, good. That's what you're supposed to do because you're a warlock. Nope. Nothing crazy coming out. People got mad at me when I said Steam should be more... there should be like barriers to entry of like putting your games up, so it doesn't just flood the marketplace with a bunch of garbage. People are like, let them just post whatever they want. Don't try to tell people what they can and can't. And I'm like, there's some real garbage here. Like, I'm not trying to be like, even if a game is not for me, that's fine, as long as someone puts some effort into it, like just some. And then I see some of these things. It's like, I went on an asset store. I got a beach ball, and then I decided I was gonna get grass, and I found a terrain painter, and I just started painting the grass, and some of it is hills and some of it isn't, and give me $5 for my game. Like, what? That's not it. That's rolling a beach ball in the grass. Someone's gonna argue. They're gonna be like, I want a game that I can do that. I always wanted to do that in a video game, and I never got the opportunity, and I would pay $5 for that because I love rolling beach balls on the grass. I'm like, okay, then go F yourself. I don't know what you want me to say. That's not a game. They will put anything. But you know what? I've seen some garbage on mobile too. There's just a lot of people need higher standards. Also, why bother making some of these games if they're so garbage that people aren't going to play them? Like, who's out there thinking like, people are going to love my garbage? Maybe they don't understand that it's garbage. I don't know. I can't stop complaining. I really can't. Rampage rowing. Like, I'm just looking at exactly what I was explaining before. If I complain about something and then like I look, okay, no. Go look again. I feel like you guys are gonna still find some reason that it's like, no, it's a game that's gonna be good. I don't know, guys. I really don't. I want to know more about Rampage Rowing. It's a school project. It's not a... I mean, fine. It's got gameplay-ish. Yeah, oh my god. It's got like 3 frames per second. That's, oh, hey, we got a Charlotte. Hey, there we go. When was I going to notice that? 3 frames per second. I hope that it's not 3 frames per second when you actually play the game. But the trailer is... If you want to call it a trailer, it's so... Just look up Rampage Rowing on Steam. It's just one of many very student projects. I feel like my student projects didn't even look that... Well, whatever. I don't know. It's been a while. I suppose it... Yeah, I suppose it depends on the project. I'm sure some of my projects were terrible. Probably the good projects were probably still terrible. Should just use AI. I feel like you can do so much with AI now. I mean, you really can do so much with AI. It's wild. How much do we have left? Water Joker. I want to use the Fire Joker. I don't know if we have him built on the... We might have him built on the main. Because we've built basically everything at some point. So we did 800. We got, what, 3? So we're a little bit behind. Yeah. Well, I think he said to... He said he wants to keep some of the 9-year and 10-year scrolls. Keep dupes to top tier units. Charlotte was a dupe, and I don't think he needs a... Oh, rank 2. Shame. Who am I to judge? Seeing what our options are. Wow. Maxed out on everything. So the next one, we get 2 blessings. RNG, please. Over a year he has been saving. He's looking for the LDs, and he's looking for anything that any net 5s that he's missing. We got some Jujutsu Kaisen units. That's nice. But hopefully we can get whatever net 5s he's missing. At least some of them, right? At least some of them. Oh, he's missing Veligil. He's missing John. Coco. He's missing a lot of new ones. Okay. Beth. Poseidon. Odin, Oliver, Savannah. Wow. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones he's missing. Okay. We might be better off doing Wind Scrolls next. Wind Anubis. Kind of an underrated unit. I know some people are already using him, but I don't even use him as much as I should be. His claim to fame literally is he dies and then he kills things. Multiple Tianas is not bad. Let's see what else we get. It's nice for a siege. We'll go back to the... I was trying to stack the odds in his favor. We need some better games. Ooh, Fast Penguin. Fast Penguin. Yeah, okay, maybe I need to pay more attention to that. I just skimmed past it. I was like, what is Fast Penguin? It looks so stupid. Looks like a Nintendo 64. It really does look like a Nintendo 64 racing game. It's like those party games that do well on Twitch. Yeah. Maybe GameCube. GameCube, it's like Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong Racing, but just penguins. Actually, okay, it's kind of looking better the more I look at this. The gameplay actually looks more fun than the like menu screens and things like that. Gameplay looks pretty solid. Might have to pay more attention to that one. That one might do well on Steam, on Twitch. But that's one of the secrets to indie game success nowadays is, can it do well on social media? Can it do well on YouTube? Can it do well on Twitch? Are people that have like social groups, like Twitch streamers that have a lot of viewers that are very interactive, are they going to want to play this because they're going to have fun with it and it's going to give them good content? Or is it going to be just so wild and crazy and stupid that it's going to give them good content? There's a handful of games. There's games coming out all the time that are geared specifically towards YouTubers and streamers. It's a wild time we're living in. I remember back in the day, we would actually get magazines to try to find out what's coming out and what people thought about it. And thinking back, like the people that wrote the articles and the reviews in those magazines, they were probably just paid to say everything and not really that great at their jobs. Like they seemed so cool, and then like time progresses and technology advances, and like anyone can write anything on the internet and have people read it. And it's just like you realize you're like, anyone could have wrote the things that they wrote before. They were not cool just because they did a job reviewing games. They were probably living in studio apartments. Like dumpy studio apartments, I mean. Like they're barely scraping by paying bills. And people are like, wow, they're games journalists. How cool of a job is that? And they're like, we're not making money. You can say that about game developers too. It's like the worst in terms of financially rewarding, the worst programming jobs you could possibly get. Unless you're an engine developer. I think that would be the caveat. Like if you do the complex math to write physics engines and things like that, there's money in that. Because you're not doing the fun stuff. There's a lot of people that want to do the fun stuff, and supply and demand. Alright, so we get 2 out of this. Definitely a little bit behind, though. Monica's newlywed life. There's way too many bad RPGs. Jeez. I don't know. I think I'm getting dumber by just looking at this. So we'll just close it. Can't wait for I can't wait for the next Second Awakenings. I'm like, they're probably not going to come out anytime. They might. I don't know. They might come out soon. Because I'm just looking at all the 3 stars. I'm like, a lot of them don't even wind up getting used. I know. So half of these are actually Second Awakenings already. But I'm just curious how some of these, what their plans are. Or if they have plans. The Hellhounds could be really exciting Second Awakenings. Also, the Living Armors could have been more exciting than they were. So, you never know. Bounty Hunters. I feel like Bounty Hunters are going to be ridiculous no matter how they do it. Well, maybe not all of them. LD and the water one are going to be... I don't know. They could make any of them crazy, really. Here we go. Both new. We'll do this because it's a collab and it's limited edition. And saying that, I know I know we're gonna get him. I know we're gonna get another one. That's just what's bound to happen. Happened the last time too. I feel like we haven't been doing a whole lot of videos in general lately. When the collab came out, trying to pump out a lot of stuff, but yeah, just been busy with work and school starting again. I was supposed to already be a decent amount done with the I don't know, I'm already behind. But, you know. Such is life. Work takes a lot of time. I'm sure I don't have to tell you. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know that. Like when most of the day goes to work and then you get home and you're like, I'm too tired to do anything else, and you're like, this is, yeah. Here we go. It's at least a good dupe. Leo is, well, last I checked, the best ranked dupe to have for Siege. Let's see. Still so many. Still so many. Save for a year and we got them nothing. We got them dupes. We got them Jujutsu Kaisen. We got them dupes. It's wonderful. I've done way too many of these units throughout the past 10 years. For a long time, I was thinking of what's the next game that we're going to do? What's the next game we're going to play on the channel? And the more time goes by, the more I realize I'm like, the next thing that we really do on the channel or on YouTube that's big is not going to be playing another game. I think I'm video gamed out. I would like to take a break, do maybe some reviews. That's a different story, I guess, but or maybe that's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the same game for 10 years out. It's a lot. The same game. 10 years. I think just doing the same anything for 10 years will drive a person crazy. Like anything at all. But also it makes you, so the double-edged sword is it makes you an expert to do something for 10 years. Or in my case, clearly not. But then at the same time, it's like, man, you're doing the same thing for 10 years. You missed on so many opportunities. He's going to yell at me. He's going to be like, if you would have done these earlier in the week, we would have got better RNG. Maybe I shouldn't have been so lazy. It's wild though. I was looking at the numbers of the 9th channel. I don't know what it's what number it is. The tech one that I really don't give out the deets on, aside from like, oh, it's a tech thing. It's only the views on this channel have dropped so drastically that this channel is only about 10 times the views of the other one, which seems like a lot, but really isn't if you consider one has like 25 videos and the other one has 5,500. 25 versus 5,500. It shouldn't be that drastic of a difference, especially because YouTube is exponential. So if you go from making 25 videos to making 50 videos, it generally doesn't double. It will do more than that. Well, I mean, sometimes it depends on the content, really. Sometimes it stays exactly the same, but yeah, it's just it's wild. So like if I had 250 videos on the channel, it wouldn't be 10 times as many views. It'd probably be like 30 times as many views. Because there's a lot of cross promotion and things like that. Like someone is looking for one topic and then they see, oh, there's so many other videos that I'm also interested in. So it's just better for cross promotion within your channel. As long as it's on the same or similar topics. Like if it's all over the place. If you got like a cooking channel that you're playing video games on. Wait a second. It's starting to hit close to home. If you have, hold on, because I'm going to make fun of myself here. If you have a video game channel, you put cooking videos on it, then you start talking about stocks. Probably not going to do too well. Well, isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? So basically everything that I've been doing, but they're supposed to be different channels. YouTube doesn't realize that, but they're supposed to be all different channels. 30 more, and then we can go to the exciting ones. He has so many scrolls. Jeez. Yeah, we did a lot. 1,700 so far with the elementals plus the mysticals. I just wish we got more nat 5s. We got some. I know we're not done yet, but still, we should have got more. Well, we did. We just fed. Yeah. Let's do these 9 years next. We'll save him like 50 of each because he wanted to keep some. You guys got excited, didn't you? Oh, is it blessing into net 5? But it's not. It doesn't matter. Maybe you need some fusions. We're just gonna have choice after choice after choice of just things that don't matter. It's like, you want the wind kung fu girl, or the water kung fu girl, or the fire kung fu girl. But not that unit. I'm tired of 4-star choices. Put some of the built units in storage too when we get to the LDs, because I don't want to summon every single one to storage one by one. Decent unit though, water tea bunny. Does a lot, potentially a lot of damage. It's like I want to say it's like a budget Alicia. It's not quite. Not quite a budget Alicia, but... Double water pixie. Okay, what? I don't know what's going on here. Double water... Maybe it's for siege, though. Maybe that's why he's got 3 Bernards. He's like, no, not really for siege. I just like stupid things. I can't fault him for that. I've done plenty of stupid. So many scrolls. I just know the LDs. Yeah, let's do this one. Newer. I want to have space for the LDs. That's wild. So many scrolls. Oh, I'm okay, guys. I'll be okay. I'll be all right. I'll survive. See, like this doesn't matter. So much more exciting back 10 years ago when it was actually it wasn't very hard to get a 4-star, but man, they gave you nowhere near as many scrolls as they do now. Nowhere near. It was so hard to get scrolls. I was missing I got the first Lucian. Yeah, it's the second Lucian story. It's the first time we've heard that, right? I was missing the first Lucian, or the second Lucian for 2-3 years, something like that. Like two Lucian was a thing back in the day. You still use it, but it's not as effective anymore. But it took me so long to get the second Lucian. It's ridiculous. Even spending money playing for years, didn't have a second one of a common wind 4-star. This is back when there was less units in the game to even summon. So the probability of you actually summoning something that you're looking for was higher. I don't know why I chose him, but it doesn't matter. We should just let them have yeah, we're gonna just let them have the rest of them for when new units come out at some point. Get some shiny LD from here. Okay. Dark Elven Ranger is a dupe. The Light Sylphid. So, I mean, we're already going to get better stuff here than we are from the LDs. Well, let's hope not, though. Let's hope I'm wrong. Something crazy. What are the odds of we can look to if we really wanted to? The odds. Oh, you guys can't see it. Let's just get back to some. We have so many to summon. I think it's like 1 in. It's probably the same. I remember being somewhat the same odds of getting a. Maybe a little bit lower. LD5 out of these 10-year scrolls. It's just so much easier to get them. So. LDs is like, you don't get LDs in chunks of 10 at a time unless you're buying packs. That's a different story. But like, if you're lucky, World Boss will give you one. Wait. Wait. Is it brand new? Yes, it's a brand new unit. You never know. You never know. Nice unit too. That's what she said. Fantastic. LD5, we're good. We're good. At least it was worth it for him. As I was saying, I think it's similar rates. I think it's a little bit lower to get Nat 5 from here, but yeah, it's so much easier to get these scrolls. Like, it's so much harder to save up like 300 LDs versus like 300 of these. So. A lot of LD4s. A lot of dupe LD4s. Yeah, a lot of LD4s. Wow. So this is abnormal rates, though. This is abnormal luck for the LD4s. Because you are not supposed to get that many. Dark Giant Warrior. Also a dupe. White Battle Angel, though. They nerfed her, but yeah. Too many whales complained. That's really what it was. Well, I'm sure a lot of people complained, not just whales. Maybe the whales complained less. They were like, "Oh, we'll just use my ragdoll." Okay. Wow. Solid LD luck on these. Just use my ragdoll. Light Samurai just keeps popping out. Get my eyes peeled. Game. See what you're doing. Oh, never mind. It's going to give us... now that I'm paying more attention, it's going to give us nothing. Yep. RNG dried up. Oh, well. These things happen. We'll leave them like 50 of these. I think we have her. I think we got her recently. Finally. I don't know. It seems like we got as many LD4s as we got normal 4 stars. I'm sure that's not the case, it just feels like it. Yeah, we'll leave him the rest of them for new units. We still have so many. RNG, please, but I don't know. We already got the LD5, so I don't know how much more craziness we can really expect. LD6. Dr. Okebi, though. Princess. All jokes aside, Raid Shadow Legends does have LD6s. Well, effectively LD6s. They're called something different. They're called like mythical units or whatever, but yeah. It's the equivalent of LD6. I mean, of Nat6. That's just one step above legendary. Which is wild. Yeah, I don't see us getting a another LD5 here. I would love to be proven wrong though. Crazier things have happened. We do have 123 left. Okay. Well, I'm not a huge fan of her, but new unit. Collab unit. LD Lightning. Another Dark Dokebi. Tired. I mean, I suppose it's late. And I'm getting old. I hate thinking about it, but yeah. I just get tired at like 9 o'clock. I'm not to the point where I'm tired at like 6 o'clock. Well, I am tired all day. Aside from that, I'm not to the point where I'm like in bed at 6 o'clock. But also, I'm on medication, so. That definitely helps me be extra tired. I think he's a Hall of Heroes, but he's a really solid unit. I wish they were more proactive with balance patches and bringing new units out that are like really nice, but they're more on the cautious side. I think they get really upset when the community leashes out, when it's like a unit is too broken at the beginning and it's like, oh, we're so sorry, and they're like, we don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to put another Kaki in. We don't want to put more twins in, where these units are just like so strong when they first come out and they have to dial them back. Shane was ridiculous when she first came out. She was like, everyone was using her everywhere all the time. She was a cheat code to another Sylphid. She was a cheat code to a lot of stuff, but basically TOA and dragons. She would defense break, and she would. Did she push back the attack gauge or absorb? I think she just pushed it back. It's an AoE defense break that pushes back the attack gauge with skill 2. And she teamed up, so. Just wild. Just very strong. Oh, and the speed lead. She had a speed lead too. Nice. Light Yuji. Yeah. 61 left. I don't think anything crazy is gonna come out of here. Dark Serpent. That would be a nice one to get a Second Awakening. AoE. Speaking of AoE defense breaks, anything with an AoE defense break is worth taking a look at. Strips, speed leads, defense breaks. Ignore defense unless it doesn't work. It's kind of a bait and switch with these recent units that are like, oh, it ignores some defense. It's you could say the same thing about a defense break. Although, I mean, it doesn't, that's not quite what it does, but. It's just not enough. We have 5 Transcendence. Still so many. Actually, it's not that many. I mean, it's still like 100, but. So much saving, wow. LD5 now, so it's fine. LD5, new Jujutsu Kaisen units. We're going to have at least 5 more, Nat 5s. Most likely like 8 to 10 plus. Maybe just 8 to 10. Yeah. I felt like we got really lucky on the 10-year scrolls, and I'm like, dude, it's not coming out. It's another light sulfate. It's not coming out of the normal LDs. Don't get your hopes up. As we get a dupe LD Battle Angel. Let's see it. Light Sniper, okay. That's new. Very nice. New collab unit. Okay, dupe collab unit. Oh my god, we actually got one of his units on his wish list. That's awesome. I will oh, we have a 10-year Ancient Transcendent Scroll. How many people have already gotten upset that I didn't even, for some reason, notice that? I don't know. I just, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's another collab scroll. It just, that's how it registered. It was, in my mind, it was a collab scroll. Should be a decent amount of, I feel like it's going to be okay. We got the LD5, so. Oh, we should be a little bit below average. I'll see. There's enough legendaries. Couldn't make up for it. We got him some good units though. We got a Veljul, that's one of his most wanted. And then we got a LD5. And then we got new collabs. And we got a Savannah, and he's missing Savannah. This is new. Very nice, very nice. Oh, yeah, I would be happy with this if this was me and I saved for a year. There's some really solid stuff. And dupe Leo Tiana, he does siege, so. Well, I'm assuming he does siege. Otherwise, I have so many questions because if he doesn't do siege, he's got all the dupes built. Like 5. Like he's got who has 2 water pixies? For what reason? It's got to be siege. It's got to be some siege team. She's really good in the Fire Beast. Here we go. Nice. Fire Magic Order Enchantress. I don't think I got any of those Summoner's War versions of the collab units. The last collab. The Witcher. I don't think I got any of the Nat 5s from that yet. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think I got the Witcher units either. Nat 5s. Man, over an hour already. I'm too old for this, guys. I can't be doing these over an hour summon videos. My one finger that's doing the work and nothing else is getting tired. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel just on my finger. And the doctor will give me a dirty look. He'll be like, what were you doing with this finger? We should get a few more from here. A few more 5 stars. Oh, Ryan is a 5-star. Attack buff, defense break. Living the dream. Oh, a second Ryan? Get out of here. Get out of here, games. So amazing. Fire Unicorn. Another AoE defense break. Defense break turn cycle. Very nice. Fire pet. This is new, right? Yes, it is new. Nice. See, you never know. You never know what kind of crazy packet of good luck you're going to get back to back. We'll see what the blessing situation. Oh, we already know what the blessing situation is. We got a few if we want to. I think he's missing the Fire Desert Warrior also. I think we should use her. It would be hard, but wouldn't be impossible. $54 more. Wow. So many scrolls. So many scrolls. Fire Pirate. Wind Pirate Captain. Fire. Meow. Those units, if Hathor was still meta, those units would come in so handy. I feel like just if they only came out with that like a year before they did, or 2 years. That unit was such a pain. It was so frustrating. Like, unless you started resisting things, just so frustrating. Like, the opponent would take 40 turns, and then you're like, I'm waiting for my first one. And it's like, we won by doing 5 damage at a time. Okay. So much fun. It's just sitting there for 10 minutes seeing if maybe you get a turn or not. I'm excited to see what we potentially get from these Transcendence. Especially the one that I think is not a Transcendence. I have so many tabs open for all of these Steam games that I wanted to do reviews on. I think well, I'm hoping that soon I can get I'm hoping soon I can get a lot of stuff out, but never winds up happening. But I want to do some more of those 60-second game review shorts. I did a few on TikTok. One I think hit I don't know how many. I don't have my phone. Let's see. Now I gotta find TikTok. How many views did it get? No, I don't want to. Whatever you want me to do, TikTok. I was bummed that some of those videos didn't do better. Oh, 25,000. That's not that many. I thought it was more. But you know, people seem to like it. Oh, nice. We'll feed for, yeah. He might want to keep that, though. I don't know. I'll let him decide later. $25 legendary attributes as well. We could get anything from those. Even a boat. Well, you can't. I mean, you can't get a boat from those. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at something completely different. Let's get the mystery box. That could be anything. Even a boat. Ah, some of you get it. And that's all that matters. That could be our secret. Should we start feeding now? No, because we have 6 transcendence. So like hypnotized by this game. I'm hypnotized by having flashing lights in front of my eyes for an hour. Over an hour. I feel like this has scattered my brain over the past 10 years, though. Is just like being so... Maybe I shouldn't be so close. Maybe that's my fault. For being so close to like these lights that are just spinning. I'm like slowly, quickly going delusional. Hypnotized. It is my fault for being so close. I mean, I just move my entire setup back there. Not have it right in my face. Akil is a decent unit, though. Underrated. All those Brownie Magicians are good. Well, I mean, it's RNG. RNG is RNG, but... I think the Dark One could definitely be used more, though. As soon as your opponent starts picking all the super buff heavy unit. Oh, here we go. I don't know why I skipped that. So we have a couple to feed, though. Oh, well, we knew that was a dupe, though, didn't we? So close to another legendary, but it would have been a disappointment all the same. Wind Sniper. Some of these units, though, like you forget about them, and then like they could be like the best unit for the job, but it's like out of sight, out of mind. All you're thinking of is your new Nat 5. You forget you had something even better. Because Wind Sniper is actually pretty decent. People were picking occasionally a few seasons ago Pontos and more. And I think that's a really great unit when the opponent's picking stuff like that. Brand new. There we go. LD5. Could be. It could be, though. You never know. LD4. Okay. I'll take it. I'm not going to say no. LD5. They're like, here's a light battle angel. Here's your LD5. Enjoy that. Enjoy the dupe. Now you're going to have to feed it for a blessing, and then you're going to Have to summon another LD5 to even be able to... That's so ridiculous that people are just feeding LD5s because they have dupes and they're feeding them for blessings. How much extra money do you have, and why is the world so disjointed and unfair? People are like, I can spend $1 million on a phone game, and then other people are like, I'd like to pay my rent. Like, oh my God. The world is a crazy place. I think we'll have different definitions of what it's supposed to be, you know, different ideas, but I think we can all agree that it's a crazy place regardless. It's going to be Chloe is a great unit too. Transcendence time. Chloe's just a budget Wusa. But speed lead though. Here we go. This is new though, right? Yeah. These are not being used. 9-year legendaries. Yeah, let's do these first. Of course. Well, I mean, we got a lot of 5 stars here though with this collab. So if it was a 5-star that popped out, it would be probably a dupe. Doesn't matter. Speaking of units that do AoE defense break, the water. Well, I was referring to the water phantom thief. Trying not to sneeze. Try not to sneeze in the microphone. Beans will rush in here. So we do this thing where if one of us sneezes in the other room, we will go into the other room and give them a hug. I don't know why it started. I don't. Probably something stupid I did. I can only imagine. I tend to do a lot of stupid stuff, but that's our ritual now, I guess. All right, so we got Witcher Scrolls. Do we have Transcendent? Yeah. Let's look at these Witcher units. Wintris. Yeah, I know. It's going to be 3 Wintrisses, 4 Water Trisses. Triss. These look so similar. All the elements look so similar. It's so hard to tell. Like, you have to look at the glow on their hands. Or if you put a transmog on them, then you can tell. Because the transmog is the color it's supposed to be. But aside from that, they try to make these things so similar. Like, the colors really are not... When the rest of the outfit is just like brown and tan and gray. Oh, dark one. That one I know. Do they use the first one? Is the question. Because look at all the dupes they have. I must have missed it. Oh yeah, I did. See, I don't know if I should have done that because I think maybe he might have wanted it. I don't know. He's like thinking about it. He's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it for... Well, at least you have, yeah. Just go for your light one. Okay. Another new unit. That's a dupe. See, I don't know what he would want to keep dupes of, though. The battery is... Okay. Thank you, battery. We have 2 more scrolls to do. I'll just leave it off. I'll just leave it off. 2 more scrolls. You'll never know my reaction. Actually, let's see what he's got in here. He doesn't have artifacts on him, though. Like, that's what makes me think that he's not going to use it. Well, actually, he'll probably not use that one. Hey, it's not bad in guild content, though. I like Aaliyah more, but wow, we got a decent amount of new stuff. New Jujutsu Kaisen units, though. What is that, 6? Because we're not summoning the rest of those. All right, let's do it. RNG, please. I have no idea what he's going to want. I'm going to leave this up to him. I'm going to let him decide. It's a 10-year Ancient Transcendence. I will let him decide. I think he should maybe choose the... I'm kind of partial because this is the one that I'm looking for right now, so... But there's a few decent units in here. Got the Hacker, Fire Hacker. John, I think, is a great unit. I think the Fire Elementals is actually not bad either. A lot of people like the water... I was going to call him a giant warhead. Dokebi Lord. Alright, guys. Anyway, that's it for this one. What would you have chosen if it was you? We did get the LD, though. Very exciting. Not too shabby. And a lot of new Jujutsu Kaisen units. We got some new units as well. The LD. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. I will see you as always in the next one.